Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new week. We are still at home because we should be at home. We should be at home.
Yeah.
Some of our businesses are deemed as a non-essential business. We are not retail as well. So, unfortunately, a lot of production houses and companies are not allowed to go back to work. But to be honest,
unfortunately,
it's not like we want to go back because I think it's still good to stay home, stay safe.
to be honest, it's not like we stopped working either. So
correct.
There's not the only difference right now is the big change of view and whether or not there's like 20 people around us right now. So it is what it is.
That's right.
Welcome back to another episode,
Welcome back to
everyone.
the Takeaway Table podcast. We are Ming and Ming, and today we are talking about some things that have popped up in this past few weeks.
All right, you gotta take the show for like 1 minute. I need on the fan. I'm sweating. I'm so sorry, Ryan. You're going. Oh, it's hot. It's so hot.
Okay. I don't even know what's going on, but basically, a couple of weeks, we've been at home and homebound, and we managed to somehow come up with some new shenanigans over this couple of weeks. So I'm sure some of these you have seen on headlines, on online articles, and tweets and Facebook statuses and all that. But today we want to maybe just skim on the surface of some of these crazy topics. But before that, just want to do a quick shout out to everyone who's been tuning into the past few weeks of our podcast. We want to thank you for the encouraging notes and comments that you guys have been throwing out, saying that it's been helpful or useful as a podcast. We also want to quickly touch on some of the comments that we received from our Singaporean listeners in response to the statement that we made about the CCB, the CB, and also the foreign workers. And we just want to say we want to apologize if that came across wrong. We are just kind of like, to be honest, it's a Malaysian's view. It's a Malaysian perspective on the situation. And of course, you know your country better. So I hope that you guys aren't too triggered by it. But if you are, it's okay. I think we're all allowed to be triggered. So it's fine.
Right, okay. Sure. You know what's heating up right now, MingY?
Besides your butt, because you say it's sweating?
I mean, yes, that too. In this time of MCO, there are people who are preying on the gullible. This is insane. And the topic of that today is because, we want to do our part in raising awareness to what's actually happening right now. And you think in a global pandemic that everyone will be on the same page and we got to protect our fellow humankind, we got to protect our brothers and sisters, we got to really get out there and, we're all in this together. That kind of thing, right? But apparently not. Some people are taking advantage of the situation more in some ways more than others, and some people are just making life really hard for other people out there. There have been a few cases going on, like you mentioned. Are you ready for case number 1 today? Get ready.
Hit me up with them cases.
Okay, we're gonna start and reach back a bit more. Okay, just a heads up. We ain't going to talk about anything political today, okay? We ain't going to talk about all that jazz. This is purely the actions of individuals that we are addressing, okay? So this is not anything about politics. This is not anything about what race or what culture or what religion, okay? This is stupidity of human beings. Let's go.
I love it.
Case number 1. If you did not see this, I don't know where you are. A while ago, a certain individual tried to sell a mask, a face mask, and he claimed that it was the best face mask ever. Okay, better than medical face mask.
Wow.
But the thing is, a medical face mask has been regulated at how much? 150 per mask or something like that? I can't remember. Is it? Okay. Is that the price? All right, basically it's $1, $2, right? And you can buy them for a pack for even cheaper. This guy decorated his face mask, slapped on some flowers and floral pattern and whatnot you call it, and tries to sell it to people at $25 a face mask. This guy is none other than the most infamous Dato' Aliff Syukri. Now, this guy is not a stranger to the spotlight, right?
That's right. He is no stranger to controversial antics and just in general, he's a bit of a headliner.
at some point, because he's, okay, quote unquote, he's supposed to be a very successful businessman, right? He's supposed to have like this empire of cosmetics and face and beauty products, right? But he seems to specialize in really raising people's eyebrows, you know, from everything, from shooting his own movie, okay? And it was so terrible, to making controversial music videos. Oh my goodness. Here's why he made this list today, okay? This list of the top MCO blunders, okay? In the movie and in the music video, if you paid to watch it, if you paid to see it, if you watched it, hey, that's on you, right? But in the MCO period, when you're selling an item that supposedly is supposed to help save someone's life, that is a whole different thing. And this guy wants to sell $25 for a face mask. Now, if the face mask actually worked, we wouldn't be talking about it. But what was the craziest thing that happened was he did a live stream to promote his face mask. He started giving all kinds of things, but how it really started picking up was when he took a lighter, okay, and he turned it on in front of the face mask and he started exhaling and inhaling. And supposedly, right, the face mask is so powerful, right, the fire won't go out. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there for a minute. From your understanding of air currents and flows and fire and whatnot and face masks, what do you think that experiment was supposed to show? I mean, because I don't know.
I think he was trying to illustrate that it's so airtight and it will protect you from having harmful bacteria going into your body because
by demonstrating it with fire.
But that's stupid because you can't blow a candle out if you put a piece of paper in front of it. Like that's just not how airflow works, right?
I don't understand the concept of him actually like in front of this open flame apparently. But I think he was trying to demonstrate that the air really don't go in or out. That is what I would think, because I actually saw the video myself and I thought it was pretty ridiculous. But hey, that wasn't all. So people started laughing in the comments already, what was this about? Okay, great. Then he went on a step further because I think someone said something about water vapor and everything, right? So he wanted to prove to everyone that his mask, water will not seep through. Okay? Let's stop right there again. Oh, I'm already getting tired. Water droplets and water vapor, we're talking about water. He took a damn cup of water and poured it into the mask. Let's stop right there. What is the difference between pouring water into a mask and breathing? I need to understand where his logic is coming from.
Obviously he didn't I don't know.
Well, is there something I'm missing out there, where you can pour water into a mask and somehow compare it to the fact that if you breathe, the water vapor don't go through? Who breathes out a cup of water? I need to know. He could have sold it still if he didn't do this experiment. But hey, he did. So what happened was, poured it into the mask, lo and behold, as he was saying that the water tak akan tembus or something like that, right? Drippity, 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 drippity. And his mask was leaking.
Did he not think of... oh my goodness, I'm dying inside.
Did you see the video, MingY?
I did see the live, the clip that was shared, and I'm broken.
Do you see his face when he realized that he got called out on he called his own bluff out,
He did, and he was shooting himself in the foot, man.
Yeah, but you know what the best part? It just gets better. This is the final part of it. He just stopped. The water started dripping and he just stopped, okay? He ignored everyone laughing in the comments. For some reason, he didn't stop the live. He just kept the live going. He picked up a mango and started peeling it. That is
effort. That's
phenomenal.
That distraction is amazing.
Just to add insult to injury, right? He actually picked up a medical mask and did the same thing, and the water did not go through. So that is number one. That's a really beautiful way to start this off. I don't think it's anything wrong people trying to find other sources of income, during this MCO. But why would you do this?
Maybe the baseline here is that just don't claim things if it ain't true, right?
Yeah.
That's basically the issue right here.
And I think more than not, I think at this time where everyone's eyes and ears are online right now, if you got such a huge following of people, right, I think you're responsible to a certain degree to, you want to sell merch, great lah, but don't, when it comes to something that actually can save or cannot save a life, like if someone wore this out, right, and it doesn't work, would you be responsible for it? I mean, that is my question about this. So, that is what's going on in the mask world, apparently, in Malaysia. Oh my lord. He should really use his mask and cover his face after this, to be honest. That's my personal opinion. Alright, let's segue out. That is the first topic. Okay. Second one, before we move any further, I don't think it's any alien topic right now, right? Have you heard about all the random scams that are going on throughout this MCO period?
The random scams. I've heard a few, but I think what's also scamming my data is the stupid ads on YouTube and Facebook of those motivational financial advisors.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to... Okay, why don't we pivot right there? Okay. Yeah. MingY, what is a great... There's this angry Chinese man, but that was one of the things that stood out. What is something that really riles up your feathers about what's been happening so far? When it came to
number
this?
one, like don't look like a slob. Like that's number one, simple. Right. I'm not gonna comment on your use of equipment or if you're in like a lousy room with bad echo. Then I'm sorry lah. All that money you made from teaching people how to be financial experts, right? Obviously you didn't invest into the right things, because your equipment sucks.
Right.
And then also there's people who speak really bad English, and the way that you're doing it is like you're trying to be Gary V. You're trying to push people's buttons. Well, you successfully pushed mine because you look like a nut. And I don't want to dive too much into this because I feel I want to save this for a different podcast. Yeah. But I'm this close to just signing up for one of these, just so I can smack them senseless.
Right? Yeah. Would you call these scams? I don't know.
I don't think they're scams. I'm sure they're just bad advertisers.
Right. I would say though, people should. I mean, if you guys, I'm pretty sure that you guys definitely seen the guy eating M&Ms and asking you to stop watching the video now.
I want to slap you.
You guys definitely have watched the guy like, if you never spend this much money, look how much money I can earn. You've seen them all. At the risk of saying like, okay, these are not scams, I would say like everyone who's listening in right now, just be careful, okay? Everyone is trying to teach you how to earn money right now, obviously, because everyone's worried about money. But as far as the legitimacy of this goes, do your background checks lah. I don't know where these guys are qualified to teach about finance and stuff, but they're definitely going to tell you an amazing story lah. We should do another podcast about this. I feel like
we need to.
We'll sign up for it. We'll take it ourselves, and then we'll tell people about it. I don't know. Okay, moving on. We at this current time, we're like 2 months into the MCO, and something that has been occurring more and more often is prank calls, prank and fake delivery orders, and basically people cheating small stalls and personal businesses out of business, out of their products lah. I mean, like they would order some food and then not show up or not pay for it. Why would you do that? Like, right off the bat, is it fun? Like, I would understand the closest that I can probably, I don't know, the closest that I can probably think is maybe they're competitors trying to I don't know, bankrupt your competition. Why would you call someone at this time and order food and then sorry, it's not real? Why would you do that?
I don't know, man. I just bad people, bad intentions.
This is a bit more of like a non-serious topic, but I guess what happened currently was when I think it was shared on Twitter. It was not on Twitter. A recent scam involved someone using Jin's name, and it's our friend Jinny boy. And he ordered a really huge serving or order or something, and all that happened was These guys, obviously, they prepared the food and said like he will pay in person. But when they arrived at that spot, no one was there. And he said like, hi, this is a scam. I'm Jenny Boy. He spelled it Ginny. I don't know. Why would you do that? First off, you're using like some really known person's name. You didn't get the spelling right. And it's someone's livelihood. You basically made him or her make you 10 orders or something on a set, wait for you for like half to 1 hour outside, and then just say like it's a prank.
I don't think that's. I mean, that's such a.
Is it a prank? Move, is this considered a prank?
It's juvenile. It's criminal, dude. I would call the police on that. Seriously.
Do you think it would be? Actually, yeah. In this case, right, would that actually be something you can call the police for?
I would. But I know the food owners or the restaurant owners wouldn't have the time or energy to do that also. So
right.
Maybe I don't know. I just feel like it's so unfair and stupid, man.
Right, because like technically it's more than just you could say that you are conning someone out of their product, but in a season where it's a risk to go outside, you are endangering whoever this delivery person is for nothing as well. I don't know, lawyers, police people who are listening in, could this, to help the situation, could this be something that you can report? I don't know. Tag us and let us know. Maybe we'll bring it up. But yeah, please, if you do happen to own an F&B and everything, the only thing I think we can encourage you guys is don't accept deals that say I will pay you when I see you. Just take your money first, okay? Especially during this time.
No, but you can't say that because a lot of people do cash on delivery.
Through Grab?
No, yeah, even through Grab.
Okay. Maybe that's the thing. It's safe. Maybe it's safer to use a delivery app like Grab. Like, for some reason, in the screenshots that the guy scammed and used Jin's name, right? It was like through WhatsApp. So you don't really have any sort of protection from someone who wants to scam you. I don't know. I've been ordering my deliveries through Grab or Food Panda and stuff like that, right? But have you ordered anything directly from a seller before?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
but that's me lah, some kombucha things, some cake things,
Okay. All right. But I guess, this is just a shout out to everyone who owns their small businesses. Just be safe, guys. Especially if you get personal requests like this where you can't validate anyone's identity. Just be safe and use these apps that actually require people to sign up with their IC and everything. Okay, guys, this is it. These next two stories are gonna be probably my highlights of stupidity in the MCO so far. Okay, have you been on Twitter recently, MingY? Actually, do you still use Twitter?
I go on once in a while, very, very, very rarely. Like, I don't even use social media as much anymore.
Oh, okay. If you do go on Twitter, what do you usually use Twitter for?
Like what? Like, nothing. I go on to see Vivian's tweets.
That is true. We will not disclose her Twitter handle here, but Twitter, Vivian has amazing tweets. Anyway.
Yeah, she does.
Twitter is an amazing source of news for me. Very fast news, but also a lot of memes. And I don't know if you heard about this, but do you know that recently a very young and hopeful individual managed to create so much buzz, like until the prime ministers the ministers and all these kind of big people I think even Kyrie was involved, right? They started congratulating him, Did you hear about the guy who claimed that NASA is giving him a scholarship?
So this is a Malaysian boy, right?
Yes, it happened this week. I think within the last week. Yes.
Okay, I read the articles. I wasn't following it.
All right, for everyone who's listening in, you guys definitely missed out on this because I almost missed out on this. But in a nutshell, TLDR, boy suddenly announces to the world that NASA has awarded him a scholarship because he is in the top of the top smartest people that took part in this competition to design a spacesuit lah. Okay, just right there, that's already sounds amazing. Okay, but upon further inspection, he managed to try to convince people more and more by showing all kinds of certificates or awards or like these kind of weird documents to try and prove that he actually won this competition. But here's the thing: the competition was actually in April, which is during the MCO. And right off the bat, it's only open to US citizens, and you have to physically be there to take part in the competition.
Why? Oh my goodness! I feel like there's a okay. Assuming he did win this, right?
Okay.
Why would you need to go out of your way to convince people that you want it? If you want it, just like win it and then let them see lah. You don't have to.
I mean, let NASA, announce for you lah, right?
Okay. So maybe at this point of the podcast, we should change this to, instead of like telling him how stupid he is, because that's one thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe this is for him. What's his name?
His name is Azhar Ali. And he's very young. He's not even 20.
I don't know. You're obviously not going to listen to this, Azhar. But if you do, maybe take it from us of how to craft a believable lie. Number one, you don't have to go bend over backwards to tell everybody and explain everything to everybody. Like, that's number one. That's not how it works. For a successful and believable hoax to happen, you gotta give them just breadcrumbs, right? And then let them get stuck in that web on their own, instead of you trying to spin themselves around. Who are you trying to kid, man? Asa, you a funny little man.
He spun so much, The premise of the hoax already was so fundamentally flawed. He failed to check how you can actually take part in this competition, I mean, that right there itself, he should have stopped, right? But he didn't. He started telling people like, oh, actually, I entered it through NUS. And I'm like, okay, you still need to be there. No, apparently it's this one, is this one. And then he started showing all kinds of certificates that he signed up for this program or something like that. But the best part was when he actually showed people the NASA documents, it was in broken English. It was in broken English.
Who, how, where, when, and why? That is all the questions I have for this young man, because...
Do you think you can get into NASA with broken English?
I'm sure.
No, let's just be really honest right now. If you, deadass now, apply to NASA, upon whom concern is when, how. You think they're going to say anything?
No, I
would think they won't
even
reply.
Entertain that request.
Yeah. So unfortunately for this guy, I think maybe lah. Okay, I'm going to cut him some slack right now. Okay, I think he kind of meant this to just impress his friends, right? Because he put it on his Twitter, and he's really like not much followers at the time, but now he's like few thousand already lah. The bad thing about this is when you involve a prestigious company like NASA, for crying out loud, his tweets swept like wildfire. It blew up like wildfire, and ministers started congratulating him. Okay. So that is when shit literally hit the fan, because the minister started retweeting him, and then article sites came in. But you know what this guy did? He did not stop the damn fire. He kept on going. And
Asa, props to you for the commitment, man. This guy is dedicated to the craft.
He committed, man. He committed to continually making new documents to try and support his case and whatnot.
Please, Asa,
okay.
stop.
Yeah, so it was quite bad lah. But right now at this moment, I think he just kept quiet. He just stopped, and he's just trying to. I think the latest update was he told everyone it's a scam. I'm like, no, that's not even how scams work.
Yeah, Azhar. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try to reason Azhar's situation.
All right, try.
Maybe all he wanted
was
just like 5 minutes of fame. Maybe that's what he just wanted.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think he was trying to impress his friends or that girl, maybe,
Yeah.
17-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy, NASA scholarship. Wow. Top scholarship. I mean, impressive. For a spacesuit design competition.
Yeah.
That is a dream. That is a dream, right?
That is.
But choose your battles lah. Don't go and use NASA's name lah, and just so you all know, NASA is also quite famous for calling out crap like this. Someone
They
in their,
are.
they actually like
Correct.
there are people like, I'm sorry, I'm the overseeing committee or board member, and you're not in our system. So this guy really, he went through the effort to give all kinds of reasons, and right now I think he has resorted to either saying that, sorry, this is a mental health condition or something, I'm depressed, I could have done this. I don't know. There were so many different things because he changed his Twitter username, he stopped everything. And to me, this doesn't look like a guy who was scammed, okay? This looks like a guy who just made it up and he can't take the
He got
heat.
caught. Yeah, he got caught.
Yeah, that's
so,
basically it.
Man, there is an increasing number of these sort of cases happening on the webs and all across the world. So it's nice to know that Asa did try to,
He made a name for himself.
he made it, but maybe in a way that he didn't expect to.
Well, unfortunately now, any university who want to sign him up, going to think twice, unfortunately for Azhar.
Oh my
So,
sweetness.
I mean, Azhar, there's nothing wrong in coming clean, man. The best thing you can do if anyone who knows him was listening to this, like
Do you see the common thread for all the cases today? It comes back to just, if it's not true, if it's not what it is, don't claim that it is.
Yeah.
Just shut up, man. Just be real.
And on that note, this is the final story for today. If it's not
Let's hear
true,
it.
just claim it as it is. This last bunch of people. Now, we want to talk about this intellectually, hopefully, and not be so opinionally charged. But it is I don't think it's any stranger now to mention the company that sells peanut butter. Okay.
Okay.
Like what you said.
Talking about
if it's
Skippy
not-
or what?
Unfortunately, it's not Skippy. It
man.
starts with J and it ends with Obby. Okay, so basically,
Jobby?
yeah, I would think so. Basically, exactly like what you said. These guys fessed up. They confessed up. They took ownership, but somehow they ended up making it even worse. To when they didn't apologize, if you could even call that an apology. So,
Okay, so
yeah.
you need to recap for everybody what happened.
Okay, so basically there's a brand of peanut butter. Okay, this is a very small company. It's a local made company. And they make peanut butter. Very simple. A very small team. It's not that people don't buy their peanut butter. I think even off the bat, like their friends and whatnot were supporting them already.
Yeah.
But recently, they used this technique during the MCO. And they pumped ads into it, So pumping ads is basically buying eyes on Facebook, right? So you will see sponsored posts and whatnot.
Yes.
They announced to people, we are going out of business. This is our final try. Please just pre-order for us to try and support. And when I first saw it, I'm like, you know what? That's very honest of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that was everyone's first impression, right? That's very honest of them to admit that. Okay, you know what? Maybe we will consider. And it worked. But then they did not stop the ad. The ad kept on going to a point where, how long have you been going out of business?
Correct. So to put it into more specific terms,
Right.
they used the words that they were going bankrupt. And
Yes.
they had no
yes.
money.
Very strong words. Yes.
They needed people to buy their peanut butter in advance because they had issues
Yes.
with shipping and raw materials. That of
Oh,
which
yeah.
I am
Yeah.
sure is true. So
Yeah.
they said if the public could help, they could buy a bottle or two of peanut butter, and
Yeah.
then in X amount of months, when fulfillment starts to send in the raw materials and shipments and all that, then they'll be able to fulfill those orders, right? So that was
Absolutely.
technically the arrangement. And they
Yes.
said, you know what, even if in the long term that they are not able to do it, they will I think they said what, they're not...
Refund you. Yeah.
They will refund you completely, and so people were like, okay, let's do that. And so
Yeah.
that was like week 1 of MCO. By
Right.
week 3 and 4, the ad was still up, and it
was still
like-
running. Yeah.
It was still running, and every day that you run an ad, it costs money, especially on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
So people started to wonder, hey yo, I thought these guys were saying they were bankrupt,
I
right?
really no money. Yeah.
Yeah, like how much are they actually putting into this ad? Because the ad was still being seen after 4 weeks, and
So-
they were
so,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, this is something's a bit funny." So people started to
Yeah.
dig, right?
Yeah. So I think just before anyone suspects that, okay, we want to comment on this because we personally don't agree with them. Okay, look, MingY is a copywriter and he does work like this. Right? MingY, you do this for brands. You've done it for very big brands. You know how to angle a product in terms of how you want to market it. You know how to angle a campaign. We write for campaigns, right? And it's very important to know the message that goes behind selling something or how you're making someone feel, right? And what happened was these guys use this technique, which is not uncommon. A lot of furniture shops use this technique, like the going out of business sale, right? And for some reason that promo is always on. So this in itself wasn't actually the problem. The problem was how they followed up with that, When they followed up, because people started calling them out for it, they totally just went, yes, you are right. We are not taking it back. We did not regret what we've done. Everything is legal. It's not that we cheated you. It's not that we did anything that was wrong against the law. They listed everything down. Every single thing down they listed, To say black and white, you know what you were getting yourself into. Now it's like this. And they also go and use all the emoticon, the devil emoticon and all.
Honestly, I'm just going to call whoever wrote that Joby post out right now. It's stupid to use that many emoticons. It's juvenile.
You saw,
it's
right?
unprofessional.
You saw the post, right? It's ridiculous.
Oh, dude, it was painful. It was so cringe to read. And then it was like the tonality of the post. If any of you guys saw it, I'm sure you feel the same. The tonality of the post was a better than you sort of vibe.
Yeah.
It was an upper hand position writing and telling you that it's your fault for believing our post. It's your fault and don't put it on us. We were just telling you the half truth and whatever you believe is up to you. So I'm like, what? Is this how you want to respond to people who were willingly spending their money on your brand and your company?
To save your brand, because in their mind, they were like, I really need to help this dying brand. And they literally bit the hand that feeds them.
Yeah.
So, to take it a step further, it's like victim blaming, It's like, hey, no one asked you to spend money. You are the one who helped us.
But you guys bought it anyway.
Correct.
And for everyone who shared our post and badmouthed us, it was extra publicity. I'm like, that's true, but what? Oh my lord! I'm like, if you thought that was smart.
The nature of your business and product is not that. You are a food product, right? And if there's anything in the F&B industry, it's really about the relationship you have. I mean, in any industry for that matter. It's the relationship that you have with your customers, right? Like, and I think a big thing, right? I don't know. You tell me what you think about this. A big thing that they really enforced is they did not do anything wrong by the law. Everything was technically sound.
Correct. And I mean, if you have to stoop to that level to show people that in black and white you didn't do anything wrong, then really, who are you trying to prove? Who are you trying to prove to?
I think at this point, right? Jobby team, if any of you listen to this podcast, you need to understand that we are not blaming you for your method of approach. It's a method that a lot of people do. It's how you cultivated everything that happened after that. Because, and here's how I want to try and put it into one single line. It's not legally wrong to call anyone fat. But would you want to call someone fat? That's basically it. Do you think anyone appreciates anyone calling them fat? It's not wrong. But do you need to say it? Do you need to state something like, oh no, but there's no law that I was following the law. I didn't do anything illegal, but hey, you ugly and fat. So it's along that mindset, sorry, you think? Yes.
I think that this situation, right, the whole appealing to people's goodwill was a very smart move. Like emotionally, it was a very, very efficient and marketing ploy that worked. Obviously, also because in such a sort of like situation where people need help and support during this tough times, it was a very smart move. But then I think that what happened after that was that Joby really took advantage of the emotional support and financial support that the public started to channel to them. And what really hurt me as a consumer and a marketer was when I read the explanation article, right? They did say that, of course, any business aim is to profit. So, of course, we will want to grab as much cash as we can from you. I'm like, oh my lord. like the emotional, like I would use the term emotional predators on Joby and whoever wrote that post. And I mean, you can obviously tell that there was a premeditated post. That wasn't something they wrote off immediately, like in a WhatsApp reply. They sat down, they saw what they wrote, and then they had the time to put emoticons into that. And that makes it even harder to swallow. Because honestly, if a person is able to run a business like that, to appeal to the to the public's, I guess, goodwill, right? To tell you, oh, we're really struggling, we're suffering, I want to pay my staff. I have 6-8 people in the team. We're a local business, you know, we're homemade and everything. And from there you can switch it up and tell people that it's your fault that you fell for this shit. I'm going of course, if this works to give us money, I'm gonna put more effort into it. I'm like, dude, if we flip that situation around and think about all the other businesses out there whose money the public could have gone to support, that's painfully selfish. It's arrogant. It's ignorant. And honestly, I mean, you can see so many opinions on Facebook, right? Some people are like, oh, that's really smart. Yeah, it is smart. But imagine if that was you, right?
Yeah.
And that was honestly like, and if let's say you only had that much money to support your own family, and you see someone and out of the goodwill of your heart, you want to give it to that someone. And to see how they flipped it around and made it almost a shifting of a blame, right? That, oh, it's not our fault that we were so effective in this.
Right.
It's people's emotional integrity that they've completely lost. And I think it's not fair. It's not maybe fair is fair. I mean, fair, everyone has a different sort of gauge of that. I think it's disgusting.
It's irresponsible.
The way they exploited people's emotions and goodwill. Because, you know, if you're so smart at twisting words and you know making yourself be in a better position, then remember this law. So in the future, when nobody wants to support you, you can't be the boy who cries wolf anymore.
Yeah, I think even a lot of our F&B friends were saying that if at any point they just took down the sponsored post and admitted that sorry that the post ran longer than it should, this is what we're going to do with the money, be transparent about it, it would have been fine. It really would have been fine. Just saying that thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it. We are no longer going out of business, but we are going to put the money to good use, right? It would have been fine. But they chose, which I think they wanted to go for a very edgy marketing scheme, right?
Yeah.
Hence why that. But totally wrong way to do it.
Wrong way
honestly,
and wrong time, man.
You need to understand, right? For every brand who has gone edgy, right, they have solely pinpointed their focus of the edginess at the product, you know, not at their customers.
Correct.
Why would you pinpoint your edginess towards your customers? I cannot understand why you would not just say that thank you. This is people's money, and by saying that. You took the goodwill of people. And by the way, the team openly admitted that they took advantage of people's pity and care for them, you know. And when you do that, literally the effect is no one's going to care about you anymore after this. And that is it. So do we feel sorry that it happened? Yes. Unfortunately, you should have learned from this. But do we feel sorry about anything else that's going to happen after this? I don't know. I honestly don't think so, because you guys have put this brand, sorry, what am I talking like? We're talking to them. They have put themselves into this position where they just decided to try something edgy. But here's the thing, guys. When you do not consider the effect of your words and stupid emoticons in your statement to anyone, when it involves not just their money, but their emotions towards your brand, Happy New Year to you. Really, I think you could have saved it so many times. I think they could have saved it so many different points before that, right? But they just I don't know. It's like the snowball was stopping, but they keep on pushing the snowball, you know, for some reason.
Dude, this could have really just been a like a zero to hero, rags to riches story
really.
Of a local company getting support from Malaysians and rising from the ashes, right? That it could have just been that.
It could have been amazing.
But the team decided, you know what? Let's respond and try to burn all the haters. And then in burning the haters, you burn the whole forest. And everyone can very obviously and clearly see where your mind is at. And I mean, it's engraved on the internet forever, even if they took the post down. People will now remember, of Joby as the company who exploited the general goodwill of people.
Yeah, but I do want to say, what I feel bad for is, I feel bad for whoever who is not involved in the marketing like that. I feel bad for whoever poured their heart and soul into making the peanut butter, who to design the product, to really come up with the craft. I feel bad the fact that whoever green-lighted this marketing, I don't know whether it was a consensus or not, whoever thought of this should not have been in this position. And whoever wants to argue that they were qualified to be in this, I'm so sorry, you really did a move that could have basically costed everyone and not just your own livelihood. But that is probably one of the, that is how we're going to end this episode today, guys. It's been a crazy time. The MCO is making people do really weird things. And these are just 4 cases of people doing weird things. I have to apologize. We wanted to make it as somewhat non-opinionated, but I think because we ourselves have friends who are in the same place as Joby as well, and we know there's so many ways that you could just make a quick buck and get away with it. But we know people who have integrity, who have stuck up to it and chose not to do it. When we see things like this happen and we see people's money get swindled, especially during a time where you need your money, you bet we're going to say something about it.
Yeah,
so Joby
definitely.
team, my apologies to you if it was a bit of a heated, emotional thing, but I really hope that you guys take something away from this experience. I hope everyone right now goes away from this episode a bit more aware, a bit more wiser, and I guess a bit more concerned and caring about people around them, guys. Don't swindle people's cash, Everyone's trying to look out for themselves. A little bit of cash, goes a long way, buy another mask. Not a $25 mask, but a $1 mask. Remember, you make sure that. Yeah, man, take care, guys. Make sure you're tuning in. Tag us when you tune in as at the takeaway table. We also, apparently our team has told us that our YouTube videos are doing pretty well during this season. For some reason, people are enjoying watching us talk. That's amazing. Shout out to everyone. And just give the wave, to YouTube. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Thanks for watching. MingY, any closing notes or words of advice?
To be honest, it's such a... even after... Technically, the MCO is kind of half lifted, right? But we're still not going out. And so with times like these, when you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, guys, just be good people. That's really all we're asking you to do. It's not that hard or so, to be honest. So if you guys want more takeaway table content, we're available on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram TV. Do the Rumor series from The Main Thing is also still happening. So check that out. And we will slowly inch our way back into finding out how we can start shooting content for you guys again. But until then, have a great week ahead, guys. And be safe, be clean, and wash your bums.
Wash your phones. See you guys. Till
Bye.
next time.